What's up, guys? It's Chris. Now, it has been a long time since I saw blatant hacking in this game because I think Behavior's been doing a pretty great job of dealing with them. But last night, in the middle of our Legion win streak, we ran into this squad. Oh. Okay. Wait, And it only got weirder from there. I'm going to let you guys see the rest of the game here while I talk. But yeah, this was 3 cheaters on a squad. And I think the 4th person was on their own. They just all happened to be playing Feng Min. I'm not quite sure. So yeah, this was 3 real people who decided they had nothing better to do than hop on Dead by Daylight and fly around cheating in public matches together. I don't know. It sounds kind of like a boring time to me and a little bit weird. But hey, everybody's got their thing. But the reason I made this video wasn't just to bag on these total weirdos. It's to point out that there are still very clearly cheats in this game, and they could get all the way into my games on a 37 win streak. And I'm not trying to say that, you know, I'm expecting Behavior to have the greatest anti-cheat in the world, but are you gonna really tell me they could get all the way to this position in MMR and nobody reported them and they just got all the way here scot-free? And the reason this match got me pretty frustrated is I am doing a win streak, and obviously I'm not counting this as a loss as part of that because that would be ridiculous to ask me to do. But I did hear from a viewer in the stream that when you're on a straight up win streak, the game will actually give you harder maps, which I'm totally down for, and I want that to happen. But if this is, you know, technically a loss on DBD, it's going to reset that counter, and I'll go back to, you know, probably easier maps than normal, and I don't need that. You know, I like the full challenge. I like all of it. And you'll see towards the end of this match when we're at the end game chat that they do all have the globe around them, which means, you know, they're either on console or Epic Games or whatever. So if people are telling you that if they have the globe, they can't be cheating, that's just straight up untrue because all of them have the globe, every single one. And I have blurred their names because I obviously don't want to give any publicity to these people. I did send in tickets and everything to Behavior, so I'm sure they'll get banned pretty quick. But I actually have never seen this cheat before where they can just open the gates at 5 gens. I don't know if you guys have seen this. That one kind of blew my mind. That was new to me. I don't know. It's pretty crazy what people can do when they have literally nothing in their lives to occupy them but sit there making cheats for Dead by Daylight. It's pretty unique. One cheat that did actually concern me is I saw that a cheater could make it so you can type in the endgame chat. So I might have phrased that badly. Basically, they'll type the words and it'll appear like you typed it in the endgame chat, which I think is kind of freaky, and I don't know how that happens, but that one should definitely be dealt with. Yeah, getting to the end of the game here, you can see they literally just queue up and just fly around and sit on top of buildings. I think having fun, which really is weird to me that this is how they spend their time and have fun. You know, again, I'm not trying to judge too hard, but I'm assuming they can't be above the age of 14. I mean, it's ridiculous thinking that they have done this at least 20 times in a row probably to get to this, you know, MMR bracket and be doing this here. It's, I don't know, it does kind of weird me out a little bit, I can't lie to you. And yeah, the 4th Feng Min was totally compliant with whatever they're doing, just having fun looking at them and running around, and totally down to take her free escape out the exit gate at 4 gens, which makes absolutely no sense. You know, maybe she just didn't know what was happening, but you know, I'm just saying, I think as a community we can all agree that cheaters are pretty much the worst thing for any game. It's how any game pretty much dies, is if there's a lot of cheating. I threw some nods here at the end just so they think I'm friendly and won't hold me hostage for 2 hours like I've seen people do. I know the cap is at an hour now, but I'm just saying I've seen stuff like that in the past, and these people can be pretty psychotic. I mean, I can't imagine most people who cheat in Dead by Daylight are like mentally stable, but yeah, either way. These little kiddies that got beat one too many times made sure they bought the craziest cheats available so they could squeak out a victory finally, and I'm happy for them, you know, until that ban hammer comes down and they're kind of shit out of luck. Maybe they'll have to find another game like Roblox to cheat in. Or maybe mommy's credit card will let them buy another account and they'll go back to it. But again, I hope there is a way for Behavior to IP ban people, because then this problem will be totally solved. Well, yeah, at the end of the game here, I do throw in the reports and make sure that I report all of them for cheating. I couldn't actually remember which one wasn't with them, like that wasn't the Bunny Fang. So I just reported all 4 to be safe. But yeah, I know I don't have to say this to 99% of you, but please, if you just really don't like Dead by Daylight, just don't play it. Like, don't ruin it for everybody else with cheats. And holding games hostage, hiding in corners and stuff like that. If you just don't like the game, stay away from it. There's hundreds of thousands of people, maybe millions, I don't know the exact numbers, that do love the game. And if you're one of those people that just can't have fun in the game, just stay the fuck away from it. We don't care. Just move on like Dowsy. But this also brings up another point I kind of want to talk about with the new perk made for this, adding 3% haste to survivors just for existing. Just for getting hit, I should say. It's harder and harder to tell if there is a subtle cheater in your game, because they could have made for this or they might not. And they could have the 3% haste and they might not. I'm pretty good at being able to tell when people do have made for this, like for sure. It's very obvious to me. But for newer players or people who aren't as sweaty as I am, I'm sure it's a lot more difficult to tell. And there's been a couple times since it came out where I was sure somebody was getting more distance than they should. But then I look at their perks and they don't have made for this, and I was really confused whether it was subtle cheating or not. And it's a big problem right now. I will say blatant cheaters are more easy to deal with. You saw that game was about 3 minutes long, and it's just like, okay, haha, some little kids trying to have fun on, after school gaming session, whatever. But the subtle ones, when they really got you questioning yourself, gaslighting you into believing that they're just somehow better than everybody else that's ever played the game, and it's tough. It is tough. I don't want to dive too deep into made for this here, but I think by now a lot of you know how problematic the perk is and how strong it is. It makes any survivor look like they're okay in Chase. It turns good survivors into survivors with mega freebies in Chase that it just really not deserved most of the time. And it turns bad survivors into decent survivors. It's just all around really, really solid. 3% is no joke. Which is why the exact amount of speed subtle cheaters would increase their speed by was 3% in the past, because it's impactful but not overly obvious all the time. Add that with a little bit of wall hack cheats and you can be a monster in Chase without having to work for it at all. Which is now making me wonder how many subtle cheaters are just running made for this now without the speed hacks, with the wall hacks on top of it to just make them way better than they ever should be. And I feel like that number is only going to go up. Maybe this is a bit of a pessimistic view, but I think the only way DBD could die is if cheaters like this are allowed to run rampant. And again, I do want to say I think Behavior's been doing an amazing job on keeping the game safe from cheating, but I can't help but voice my concerns when I see that I'm this deep in a win streak and some random, kids can just be flying around in my games and not be banned by that point. I just wish the anti-cheat could do its thing without them having to fully, dive into it themselves. And this isn't a topic I've seen brought up really recently, which I think shouldn't be ignored. I think we still should, make sure we're dealing with cheaters and getting them out of the way. I don't see a world where DBD is replaced by any single game unless cheaters are allowed to just take over the game like that. And I do want to make a quick reminder to you guys, if you're getting into games with these cheaters, playing against them, don't get too worked up. It's going to be one match with some weirdos. Just wait it out, move on to your next one. There's no point in getting worked up or freaking out over anything like that. I was trying to have a good time in the game still, even with the stuff going on during a win streak. Just going on to the next one. But yeah, hopefully you guys could get a kick out of that really weird stuff they were doing at least. Hopefully you can get something positive from that. I really, really hope that none of you would ever even consider cheating in this game or any game. Don't get me wrong, when I was a little kid, I've said this before, I got a little Game Sharp for Pokemon on my my Game Boy. It was a thing, I know, but it wasn't like I was going into a multiplayer game to try and ruin the experience for anyone else. I was just ruining it for myself by cheating in shiny Pokemon. I honestly just don't see how you can enjoy it. Like, at least in a game where there was a rank system like League, I could understand people who really wanted to hit some rank could cheat, kind of. I still would never do it myself, because why would you ever want to rob yourself of actually earning some kind of win or showing off your skill or something like that? I mean, it ruins it for everyone, including yourself. It doesn't make sense to me. But it makes even less sense in a game like DBD, where it's just made for fun. There's no real ranked system showing off. You hit like Challenger, like League of Legends and Dead by Daylight. I just don't get it. But either way, I know you guys probably would never do something like that. I just want to put that out there. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys want to see me do next. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.